Welcome to Videoguys Live. Videoguys Live is brought to you by Videoguys. Tuesdays at 3 p.m. we teach you about technology and stuff that's happening in our industry. We put an emergency show together based on what's going on in the world because what we realize is that people are asking questions about live streaming. You want to learn about it. And the reason is simple, is because social distancing requires live streaming for houses of worship, schools, and corporations to communicate with their communities, their followers, their students. So we're going to go over a bunch of devices here that are going to help you do that. And can we get the camera shot going on the device a little bit? We got a lot of stuff to talk about here that we're going to go in depth and talk about, but we're also going to give you some tech tips and some advice on how to do this. So this is just some of the devices we have. We have stuff that's inexpensive, ranging for, hundreds of dollars up to stuff that's $10,000. We're going to go over the different things we have, what markets they fit, how good they work for you, and how you can use them. And basically, this is an overview show. What I want to stress is you can call us at 800-323-2325. You can email us at sales@videoguys.com. We have a chat window that works on our website. We're here to help you and to get you started. This is an overview show. We're not going to give you insightful details on how every single thing hooks up. Many of the programs you're going to see on this show, we've done video shows on, but we're doing this show assuming you don't know how to stream video, but you've been told or you need to because this is the world we live in today. And what am I talking about? Houses of worship. Houses of worship need to stream their services because congregants can't gather together. Schools across the country are being closed, so our teachers will have to use distance and remote learning. Don't take it full page yet, guys. School boards and local governments need streaming video to communicate with their communities. And corporations look to use video conferencing and webinars to replace travel and trade shows. Now, I'm going to go right now into our first tech tip. Now, we produce this show from a virtual studio using a TriCaster TC1, and that's why I'm standing here in front of all these products, and you see the PowerPoint behind me. Now, one of the struggles is that we see that like boards of eds and schools and stuff are starting to live stream, but one of the big challenges is part of your live streaming requires information that has to be given. Maybe it's a budget because you're going over budgets with your offices, across the country. Maybe it's that you want to show the words to the psalm up there or something like that. Or maybe you're a teacher and you just want to teach and you got to go over the PowerPoint for what it is. So I want to bring this full screen. First let's take the green screen down and let's bring me up full screen. Let's bring up this image full screen and put me in a picture-in-picture over the PowerPoint. So here you can see I'm in the bottom of the screen talking with the PowerPoint, but as you can see, we've cut the PowerPoint off a little bit. So I want to show you what you could do. It's very simple. Think about your PowerPoints and simply don't go into that area. Call it your safe area for your picture-in-picture. If this was a school board meeting, you could have the whole school board talking in this little image while still showing the PowerPoint. If I was a teacher teaching a class reviewing, let's say, times tables, or it was a map of the United States. You don't want Florida to be missing, which I'd be down by. So this is what you could do. And sometimes, maybe your PowerPoints, you need that bottom spot, so you want to move your picture-in-picture, up to the corner in the top over there, so you crop it as such. So this is what I'm going to call the equivalent of good old-fashioned, not voodoo VFX special effects, but just a standard effect. Think about your PowerPoint, or whatever content you're producing, have a safe area where you want to put your picture-in-picture, and you can now combine those two images. That's really what I'm talking about here. I'm not expecting you to immediately get up and going with a LiveU camera shoot, but I am expecting that you want to go live with a shoot that's more than just a video camera in the room. So now let's go, and we're going to talk about some of the stuff that we sell and some definitions. First of all, what is an encoder? An encoder is what you need. That's the device, the hardware, or it could be software running on a computer that's going to take that video signal in and turn it into what we call an RTMP stream to send it up to a CDN. The CDN is a content delivery network that's going to stream it. Now I want to talk about RTMP. RTMP is an industry standard, and every product you see that we sell supports RTMP. The key with RTMP is that you can manually cut and paste your RTMP keys into any CDN service. So I want to bring the CDN thing up here because a lot of these CDNs like YouTube and Facebook Live, well, you can get into those now through they're attachments to products. So a product like a Sling can go straight to YouTube and Facebook Live. It's very easy and simple, but sometimes that ease of use doesn't work. We're going through that right now. YouTube has changed up what they're doing on the way streaming devices attach to YouTube Live. So we're only going live on Facebook today because YouTube Live and the TriCaster's API aren't talking together very well. We're going to hard encode the RTMP stream, but we got some errors. So we're just to be safe, we're going to go to Facebook Live alone. By the next show, we'll be back going to YouTube. And it might be easier to go to YouTube as the one thing you're going to, but we're trying to do both so we run into problems. Other popular, Ustream, Twitch, Vimeo, Wowza, pick what you want, what works best for you and your organization. Let's jump into the products we have, and let's talk about what I think is the easiest to use product and the #1 product that I recommend for you if you're a school or a government agency or a house of worship and you want to get involved in live streaming. And that's the SlingStudio. That's this hub right here. The SlingStudio is a $9.99 device that creates its own Wi-Fi network that allows you to bring in cameras or phones directly into it as your source. So phones could be your source, a camera could be a source. You can also bring in laptops into it. It's a very cool product that starts at $9.99 and it's super easy to use. You install the Sling software on your iPad or MacBook and it runs the show. The Sling Hub does the hard work. Then you bring your devices in. Now, if you're going to bring a camera in, you're going to need something called the Camera Link. The Camera Link is a device that basically has HDMI input and it converts that into the RF network that the Sling Hub sees and it allows you to bring a camera in. Now, the Sling Hub has one HDMI input, but for the things that I'm describing here, you're probably going to want to use that input from a laptop for, let's say, your presentation, and then you can come in through the Camera Link with your video. Now, the Sling Hub does a ton of really cool stuff beyond that. Sling lets you do lower thirds like we do here, bring in videos, graphics, all kinds of great stuff. It's a great product to go, but for $9.99, it's a complete streaming production solution for you to get started with. So it's the first thing on our page for that reason. Next, I want to go in. The Sling comes with some bundles. If we can bring this full space, thank you. You have the starter bundle, which is the hub, the battery, the camera link, the backpack, the expander. It's $17.45, really cool. They have more. They have a pro bundle and a dual action bundle, but I really wanted to concentrate on that Sling starter bundle because this show's about getting started. But the beauty of that bundle is it can be in a backpack. So if you were a school, you could be using that for distance learning. You could use that to bring an orchestra, you know, doing a video beyond when we're past the days when we can actually have concerts and live events. You use it for that. You can use it for your board meetings. You could use it for a couple of teachers who wanted to show a science lab or something to their students. It could travel anywhere in the school that you needed it to go. As long as you had a internet port that you could plug into your network to get onto the internet, it'll do the job just great. Next, I want to talk about a product that we've done a lot of shows on, and I've got it up here. Here it is. The LiveU Solo. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is I want to talk about the LiveU Solo very differently than we have in prior shows. The LiveU Solo at $9.95 is a beautiful encoder to take your HDMI camera directly to Facebook or YouTube Live. Now, the reason I bring this up is it's more than that. You can use Wi-Fi or hardwired internet access to go right from the LiveU Solo up to the cloud and then go to Facebook. And then if you don't have adequate bandwidth, you can use the cellular modems that are available with this puppy, and you can do you can do cellular bonding. But one of the things I really wanted to stress with this LiveU is you don't have to use cellular bonding for it to work. If you have a Wi-Fi network in your school or your church, you can use this hooked up from a camera or the output of your existing mixer or another mixer, and we'll get to that a little later, in order to be able to broadcast your program, stream your program live. Now I want to bring up this slide that shows these starter packs. The starter packs are the modems with unlimited service from AT&T and T-Mobile and the LRT service, plus a data plan that you can get signed up for. We've done a bunch of shows on it, so I don't want to dwell for too long, but what I did want to stress is that this encoder works great on its own, even without the cellular bonding. Next, we're going to talk about a very similar product from a company called Teradek called the Video Go. The Video Go is based on the very similar concept. This is the Video Go, and it is $1,079 for HDMI, or it's $1,341.10 for the model that's SDI and HDMI. And it's a solid encoder that can go right to either YouTube, Facebook, or any RTMP stream via internet or via Wi-Fi. But what I wanted to stress is it also can have these nodes hooked up. Nodes are their modems that you can hook up to the side of the unit, up to 2 modems, and you can use their core technology for cellular bonding as well. So both units are great units for cellular bonding, but they're both great standalone encoders. So I really wanted to stress that for everyone. Next, we have a product that we've done a few shows on also that is more than an encoder. It's right here. I'm going to lift it up for you folks to see. If we go over there, can we see it? Should I lift it up? Up. Trying to find the camera. There it is. This is the Pearl Mini. The Pearl Mini is a complete production solution. I want to show the back. It's got dual inputs, dual outputs, dual encoding, and most of all, through this screen, I can run the whole show through the LCD screen. Now, we've done several shows on the Pearl Mini, so you can watch those, but what I want to stress about the Pearl Mini is you can set it up, it's easy to use, and it can be operated by anyone in the presentation. So as an example, I could pre-set up that PIP we showed you earlier in the show with the Pearl Mini, so I could bring up myself in the corner and my PowerPoint or my production full screen, or I could have 2 cameras I'm cutting between. The Pearl Mini is an incredibly versatile product at $34.95, and what's even more important for you colleges and universities saying you have to go to, you're shutting down and doing distance learning, Pearl Mini works fantastic with Panopto, and what's the other one, guys? I'm forgetting it. And Kaltura, which are video management systems and automation systems which can allow you to control and manage video content from multiple units throughout your university and your university system so that you can bring in and automatically start the teacher's shows and archive the videos and have students be able to get to them later. And that's a really big plus to the Pearl Mini. It integrates beautifully with the Panopto. And then Epiphan also sells more expensive versions of the Pearl 2, and it's available rack mounted and with 4K add-ons. But for this show, we were saying getting up and started fast and simple, and the Pearl Mini is a great choice at $34.95. Next, I want to talk about the Matrox Monarch line of encoders. Now, Matrox is kind of first in this encoding game. These are hardwired encoders with different feature sets. The Monarch HD is HDMI only. The HDX is SDI and HDMI, and it's dual encoding, dual recording. I have one over here, and I'll hold it up to this camera over here so you can see that it's got dual HDMI and SDI in there. Good little unit. What I love about the Monarchs is I can record at one video level and encode at another, so I can still capture everything at full HD quality while streaming at a different quantity. And then they have the LCS version, which is really good for schools because the LCS is really intended for lecture capture and streaming, and it's got some presets that are really cool. You don't have to put your picture in the picture. What it'll actually allow you to do is have the video be, let's say, on 2/3 of the screen. So I'm going to probably put my hand and say, this up to my arm would be video, and then I'm over on the side over here, and it just shows me. I'm going to step over here. So you can put myself in a picture-in-picture, and then on this side over here, I could automatically have my whole PowerPoint or my image or something like that. We've done some shows on the LCS. I did not do a good job showing what I just talked about, and I apologize for that. But the Matrox line is a great lineup, and they work very well, and they're very reliable. Now, we showed you some products that are just encoders. I want to show you some products that are just mixers because you can use those together. Roland makes a great product. The V1 HD is a 4-channel mixer. Super easy to use. HDMI in, HDMI out. You can see the 4 HDMI jacks back there. Super easy to use. Why do we have it on the streaming show if it doesn't do any streaming? Because it's fantastic to bundle with products like the Teradek Go, the LiveU Solo, or the Matrox Monarchs to get your encoding out. It's available in 2 flavors. The V1 HD for $9.95, the SDI for $14.95, and there's a new version that's the V8 HD, which is basically all the features of the V1 HD doubled up and supersized, plus it's got a lot of other features too. We did a show that we featured it before, so I won't go too in-depth in it, but it too would work great with an encoder like the LiveU encoder or the Matrox. So here we talk about how you can bundle different things together, and I think the Roland's a really good place to show this, where you can put together PTZ cameras, you can put together field monitor recorders, you can put together encoders with the Roland mixers to roll out a more elaborate solution depending on what you need. Well, How do you figure out if that's for you or not? You give us a call and we can help you walk you through what's needed, 800-323-2325. So I just wanted to let you know we can create all kinds of bundles with that product. Roland also makes a really cool product called the VR4 HD, which is a complete AV audio video mixer with a whole bunch of audio and video stuff. Plus, you can attach it USB to your laptop or computer, and your computer will see it as a Logic Cam, so now you can stream out through whatever streaming software you might be running on that computer, which is pretty cool. Speaking of streaming software, let's talk about Wirecast. Wirecast from Telestream is a great software product, easy to use. It's available for PC or Mac in a base studio version for $4.95 or a pro version for $6.99. What makes Wirecast software so cool is it supports a technology called NDI, which I'll go into a little bit later, but that means you can bring NDI sources in over your network, or you can use an adapter like one of these AVIO adapters that we've done shows on from Epiphan. This is a USB adapter that basically you take HDMI in one end and USB in the other end, and it will allow you to bring your video directly into any computer that supports USB 3. It shows up automatically, no drivers need to be installed, and it goes fantastic with Wirecast. So if you want to use Wirecast to do graphics, lower thirds, and have more production quality, maybe running laptop on a laptop, or an iMac, because it is software that's Mac and PC, and very rare in this software that it is, but it's both. You can use one of those AVIOs or multiple of them to bring in video signals into your program and then stream it live to your audience. Now, Wirecast also makes a bigger product called the Wirecast Gear. The Wirecast Gear is a dedicated computer for running Wirecast. It's been optimized for the Wirecast software. It's super powerful. It's got very high-end rugged Xeon processors, great graphics in it, and it's available at different levels, starting at $59.95 for the 310, all the way up to $89.95 for the 420. Once again, Videoguys has done shows on Wirecast Gear that we have on our website. You can watch to learn more. But here's a great way to get going. And one of the other advantages of the Wirecast Gear, especially for corporate video and worship, is this same box. You can install Adobe Premiere or Avid on it and use it as your NLE workstation also. It's that good, it's that strong, it's that powerful. So Wirecast Gear, a great way to go. Now, if you're going to talk about live video and streaming and you really want to do it right, the next level product up is something like the Wirecast Gear or the NewTek TriCaster. We're producing this show today on a TriCaster TC1. I want to talk about a bundle that we have in stock called the TriCaster Mini SDI Bundle. You can bring that up full screen again, guys. What does that get you? It gets the Mini SDI with Advanced Edition. It gets you a control surface and a travel case, all for under $10,000. Now, I realize that's beyond the budget of a lot of people who are starting, but maybe prior to this whole virus and everything breaking out, you're already thinking about adding live streaming to your church or government agency or your school. Well, the TriCaster Mini is a great solution. That's the Mini SDI, and then there's a brand new version called the 4K NDI Base Bundle. That's what we have up here. This product taps into a whole nother technology called NDI that we've done a lot of shows on. What NDI does is NDI, I know the camera tipped down, I'm sorry about that. I moved on them. NDI allows you to use your existing internet Ethernet, your networking that's in your building already, and use that for the wiring for your show. NDI is a two-way communication. It allows the video to go from a camera like a PTZ camera, and I'm looking right now straight into our NewTek NDI PTZ camera, straight into the TriCaster, but it also allows the TriCaster to control the NDI device, to power. It can be powered over PoE, which this TriCaster happens to provide, and it can also give you tally and other cool stuff that's very interesting about that and exciting. So the TriCaster Mini is a fantastic product. What I would say is, for this show, we wanted to keep everything under $10,000. I'm going to say it's the top of the line solution, and it's worth learning, especially if you're going to put in together like an AV streaming department in your school, or if this is something where your house of worship was planning on streaming your services. to the outside world already, and you can also use it to put the services to stream to like an overflow room, whatever you're looking to do. So TriCaster Mini is a great product. We have two versions. We have the SDI model that's available for under 10K, and now we have this Mini 4K NDI, the latest version that's available for $10,995 with the travel case and a control surface. So you can also take that Mini a la carte for $89.95 without a travel case and control surface. You could take it to $10,995, and that gets you the Mini 4K NDI with not only two of these encoders for HDMI inputs, but a PTZ camera. There's even a bigger one that's the deluxe bundle at $18.95 that adds a full TC1 SP control surface and two PTZ cameras. So lots of ways for you to go to get started from the gang at NewTek. And of course, also, if you're more serious, there's the TC1 product that we're running our show on, but now you're getting into $15,000, $20,000. We want to keep this at certain price points. So next, I want to come back to PTZ cameras, which is if you're going to do live streaming, one of the problems is with social distances, you can't actually have camera operators necessarily in the building. So what do? You get a PTZ camera. One of our favorite lines of PTZ cameras is PTZ Optics. They've got PTZ cameras available in USB, SDI, or NDI. They are in white or gray. They have various zoom qualities of 12, 20, or 30x. And what I want to tell you about these puppies, and we just published a video on their blog, they just did a great show on it, you can actually go straight to Facebook or an RTMP stream from one of these cameras. It's a little bit of setup with a laptop and getting it going, but once you get it going, you can go straight out there without any mixing at all. So that's what I just want to bring to your attention, but more importantly, the folks at PTZ Optics also have these producer kits. These producer kits are very simple to easy kits for you to get started streaming. It includes a Nook device, one of those mini computers that's got software loaded on it that you can already mix your show with. You get a PTZ Optics camera, a joystick controller, a frame grabber converter, cabling, everything you need to get going. Great little way to go. These producer kits could run Wirecast, OBS, or vMix. Your choice. OBS is free. Wirecast, you saw the pricing. vMix is available, I think, starting about $100, $150. So good little software that you can run also. That concludes our show. I thought it was real important to break up our regularly scheduled program. This is what we thought we had coming. I don't really want to review all this because of what's going on with the virus and all that. I don't know who we're going to bring in there, what's going to be breaking, what isn't, but we're here every Tuesday at 3 p.m. to tell you about the technology and what's out there. And once again, live video streaming, your source for video streaming encoders and production systems. And guys, if we could, I want to race back to the beginning slides, and I apologize to my audience. I know this is not really something fun to do, but if we could bring this completed slide up there, full screen again. We understand with what's going on in the world today, houses of worship, schools, school boards, local governments, and corporations, you all need to be able to bring your message to your community, to your students, to your followers, to your congregants. We're here to help you. We've got the technology that can allow you to do it and have it look great and have people want to watch your program, because one of the things we've learned in doing this for so long is if your content's not captivating, if it doesn't have some video production quality in it, people aren't going to stay looking at it. I mean, while it's a novelty, yeah, people watch a camera in the back of the church showing from a distance the preacher and all that, but the truth of the matter is when you can actually mix cameras and do this right with some of the products that we sell, you're going to see that it works a lot better for you and your community, that people stay engaged and they watch longer. So this was Gary from Videoguys. Thank you for watching the show. Stay safe, stay distant, be smart. We're going to get through this whole virus thing together as a community, as a country, as a world. It's only going to happen if we keep our distance from each other. We're our own worst enemies at spreading this. So spread your message, spread your knowledge, spread your communication to people you have to communicate using technology and live video streaming. This is Gary from Videoguys. Peace and good health.
Videoguys is available Monday through Friday. Give us a call at 1-800-323-2325. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram to stay connected with all of our updates. And you can like us on Facebook. Keep an eye out for our live videos, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.